One. Hey everybody, welcome. We are getting started here finally with Dragonstone. We are back, episode 7, Shrouded in Shadow. Welcome back everybody. It's been a month. There were holidays and much needed mental health breaks and self-care breaks, but we are back mostly. Myron will not be joining us today because they had a family matter that needs to be taken care of, and sometimes things happen. Thank you, Mr. Spiritus Lupus, for that.
Just roll a D2XD.
Oh, a D2 to see who gets it? Okay. I'll roll a D4 and we'll just do evens odds. How's that sound?
That works.
Odds. Who gets it?
Let's go with odds being the oddest person here, Mr. Typhocles.
Typhocles, you got a nat 20, I'm guessing, right?
Cool.
Nice. Dope. I have to keep up with this. Eventually, I'll have a spreadsheet just like I have with all my other campaigns. But apparently, you guys are too special for a spreadsheet. Next time, we'll have a spreadsheet.
I believe you.
But as we're getting started here, since we had the joy of Mr. Spiritus Lupus getting us started with that subscription and Blood Creed, Jesus Christ.
Sub.
Blood Creed, who are you giving that to?
Let's well, Typhocles just got one, so how about Spirit?
Spirit got a nat 20? Sweet, dope. And I already have 2 nat 1s. I'm just reminding everyone I do have 2 nat 1s. That much I do remember.
I will save them.
Ah, thank you, Myron. I'm so stoked that you're getting to watch with your service. We love you. With that, let's go ahead and go around the table and everyone can introduce themselves and their characters. And we will start with Mr. Spiritus Lupus, since you started us off with that sub-hype.
What's up, guys? I'm Spiritus Lupus, coming off my own hype from things that are definitely interesting for roleplay purposes and other places. But I play the ever angry, ever Ajax Kane, our very special friend, who is the humans, but is not human enough to be a regular human. As once a month, he has his own time of the month, which would have been funnier and different company, as he is a woofy boy, and an angry woofy boy at that, without having the properties of rage.
He doesn't get enough ear scritches.
And all of the teasing. It's mostly the teasing.
He's such a good boy, though. Like,
They're all good boys, Bront.
they're all good dogs, Bront. Like, thank you. It is fantastic to have you back. Appreciate your face. We're gonna go ahead and go with that other sub hype train with Blood Creed, please.
Hello, I play Rava. She's a grumpy ranger. She tries really hard to be the team's edgelord because, you know, she's a gloomstalker drow, but she just kind of utterly fails at it. I mean, she sure tries, though. Gotta give her points for that. She tends to have a bad case of protagonist syndrome. She hates it a lot. And she kind of just wants the end of the world to just stop, so that she can go back to just making petty money and living her life. But no, she's got to save the world.
Yes. She does like living in it. So,
I mean, yeah.
yeah, living in it is not too bad. Thank you. I'm stoked. All right, and last but not least today, Slowpool.
Hey, I'm Slippool. I'm playing Typhocles, who is a tiefling bard, and not dark and edgy, but just a sarcastic, smarmy jerk who definitely insults people until they die. That's kind of his thing. Yeah, that's me.
Excellent sauce. And as always, I am your Dungeon Master, Valdriath. I'm never trying to kill the party. I'm always rooting for them. Can't say the same thing about my encounters. So, speaking of, just to remind everyone, as you guys have noticed, if you haven't already, this is a viewer-affected game. So if you subscribe to the channel, you can give a nat 1 or a nat 20 to anybody here, including the DM. If you give 100 biddies, you can give a luck point to a character. And look, Nightbot is telling us what's going on. Essentially, people get rerolls. It works like the Lucky Feat, in that people get rerolls. You can get 5 of those per session. If you donate $5 through Streamlabs, you can make the party roll a D10,000 Wild Magic Surge. Those are always fun. In fact, it kind of changed the tide last time of the thing, and I was just like, well, that's happening. So, and it was fun. It's always fun for me sometimes to just it keeps me as a dungeon master on my toes. And of course, if you donate $10, you can essentially kind of put in a little good or bad plot point that I can try and work into this session. So usually we will. I'm always there to work it out with you guys when it happens. But with that said, let's jump into it. Alright, last time you guys were continuing your journey, thus leaving the Hot Springs Resort with Willow and Thibodeau, and a princess who had just given birth to a werewolf baby. As you guys were traveling along the road, there was some suspiciousness in the moon that had been recognized, and Shell had recognized this as being some sort of weird hoodoo-y, Shargos-induced ritual, and you guys ended up finding a trail that looked like kobolds, only to find that these poor kobolds were being sacrificed by this cleric of Shargos, who is, you guys have kind of figured out that there's been like this sort of this sub-race of orcs that have been living in the Shadowfell that are somehow getting out into this world that worship Shargos. And the cleric was doing some sort of sacrifice with they were not sure what this cleric was, with these kobolds. And you have, by the fate of the rolls, or the money, confronted this guy, and it might have been the Raven Queen, who would have known, but all of Shell's spells ended up going off at once, and thus pretty much destroying that boss fight that I had planned for you, and it was fun. It was a great time. I'm not being sarcastic at all. It actually was hilarious, because this is the second time this has happened. There wasn't an Allosaurus running around, but it happened. And you guys were able to quickly dispatch this cleric, as well as kidnap one of their followers, like an orc, who I believe killed themselves in the end of the session. On top of rescuing a kobold who is dead, but was cast in gentle repose, so apparently you have 10 days to have a kobold minion. I'm not sure what's happening. But that was last session. And as we essentially continue on your journey to Traska, which is Ajax's home, which is a city-state, a free state, that is mostly ruled by lycanthropes, you guys sort of find as you, the next day, after you've gained the benefits of a long rest after this fight, you guys come essentially out of this mountain pass. Like, the snow has been pretty clear out of this mountain pass. It's a very clear day. For the most part, you can sort of see in the distance, like, the massive cone of the stratovolcano, sort of like towards your north, as you come into like this valley, essentially. In the valley, there are still some cliff sides, some rocky terrain, but for the most part, it's soft soil. foresty kind of terrain. And you guys end up coming to what looks like this city, we'll say, but it's not like buildings so much as that you see things carved out of a cliffside. You see homes carved out of a cliffside, like with the exception of like a few like makeshift tents kind of thing, or not so much makeshift but more well-established tent. But for the most part, this lycanthrope society has carved out the side of this cliff and has built their dwellings within this cliff. And in the middle of the like sort of like in the center of this cliff city, there's a waterfall that goes down into a pool. And Ajax, you would know, like during the evening, like it's sort of used as like a place of almost worship for you guys. Like whenever the moon is full and it's aligned with that waterfall, it's like it's one of the most beautiful sceneries that you've ever seen. You guys don't see that yet. It's not a full moon. But Ajax, you know this. So, and you guys arrive there on your horses with your princess who has just given birth. What do you do? Ajax, you're muted.
I'm blanking on the reason we came here in the first place. So I'm like, I think
It was an escort mission.
Yeah, I think the best thing,
Yeah, shouldn't we get the princess to
yeah,
where
I
she
was
needs
gonna
to go?
say, go ahead and get her to Shadow's dwellings and get her settled in.
Okay.
And that would probably be like the first thing to be done.
As you guys sort of come into the city, I mean, automatically, Ajax, you are greeted with your brethren. There are people that you've grown up with, people that you know, some of your brothers and your sisters, essentially, not necessarily in blood, but your pack members, right? You know, everybody kind of does that little thing where, like, you know, they're dogs and they're a little bit playful and they're like, hey, how's it going? Hey, Ajax, you're back. Oh man, it's good to see you. How is that crazy, like that you know, the racist people land kind of thing?
I mean, most of them are assholes, but it was great. Back, yeah, and
I'm feeling personally attacked right now.
And you kind of see one of like sort of like the children, you know, as everyone's pretty excited to greet you coming home. You see the children sort of kind of gather around the horse as Joe gets off of hers, or the wolf, essentially, because she's riding with Shell, I believe. And the children are all like super excited because they automatically recognize this baby as one of theirs, like of their own, and they're sort of pointed out and happy child squealing that we all hate. But like Joe's happy about it, kind of thing. And obviously this brings the attention. Somebody has gone to get your pack leader, and Shadow does come out, sort of, like the largest alcove that is carved out at the bottom of this this cliff, like the largest cave, essentially. And you know, he greets you with a pretty manly hug, like, you know, the pat you on the back kind of hug. And it's like, Ajax, it's good to see you, and excitingly looks at his wife and his child. It's like, you have my thanks. You've brought them back to me safely. I knew you could do it. I knew you were capable. And he looks at Shell and Rava, and it is great to see you ladies again. I am excited that you came with Ajax on his journey. I understand that the last time we had all been together, it wasn't quite a joyous moment, but it is joyous now, as my son is now here. And he looks at Ty and he's like, "Who are you?"
It's like, oh, Typhicles Morris, scribe, bard, learner, reader extraordinaire. Happy to meet you. And he goes up to shake his hand.
He shakes your hand. It's like, well, my sister's a bard. Maybe you'll get along with you. Maybe you'll get along with her when she comes home.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, she likes hearing about other. She's got a pretty free spirit, so it's hard to keep her home, but I don't try anymore. And with that, he gives his wife, his child, and Joe looks at you, Ajax, and she's like, "Ajax,
Yes.
would you like to shadow the name we have chosen?"
Oh, sorry. I gotta get out of his head.
Come on, get in the head.
No, like, I have to instantly switch from one character to the other, because I just got done with something else.
I know that feeling. Especially hard when they're very different.
Yes, so very different. Oh my gosh. He looks to Shadow, gives a small nod, and says that the decision was made that the child was named Rybeer.
Shadow nods at you, and it's like, it's a fine name, and it's better than anything I could cut up with, to be honest with you. I'm really bad at naming things. I had a goldfish once, and I named him Bubbles, so I'm not quite. I'm really glad that this decision was not put on me. And of course, like, with that, he's like, "Please, all of you, make yourselves at home. You are..."
Oh, there's stuff here.
That's food. Yes. Thanks, Lich.
I'm gonna grab that real quick.
I feels the needs for food because I have not eaten all day long.
Let's see. We did have a pizza from 7-Eleven at 3 a.m. this morning. That was
No,
a party.
I hadn't eaten at all.
Alright. Fiber as my breakfast sandwich arrives. Thank you, Lich. But yeah, you guys are... Oh man, there's a sandwich in there for you too.
They even put something on the bag.
Oh, it's so bright, we can't see it. Ah, Megalodon! Thank you! Rich, you're dope.
Thanks, Lynch.
Here you go.
Ow.
Alright, go back to your seats so I can continue narrating.
Okay.
Alright, so, with that, Shadow tells you guys, of course, Ajax, I mean, you have your own home here. So you could go wherever you want. If you want to invite your friends to stay with you, that's up to you. If not, Shadow is like, "Please, everyone, make yourselves at home. Accommodations will be made for you." And he sort of motions to, like, the buildings that aren't in, like, the huts, essentially, that aren't in the cliffside. That's sort of, like, where, like, they accommodate visitors, sort of thing. And it's like, "Please, make yourselves at home. Anything you need that we can provide is yours." I would like to spend time with my wife and child for a bit, and then we will see you all for dinner tonight, if that is possible.
Right? Rob will head on over and just pick one.
Dope. Cool. It's,
Put her stuff down.
what do you guys do?
I'm gonna take this hide armor and see if it can't be made into something that's a little easier to wear.
Ah, that's right, because you got some hide armor from, that orc, right?
Yeah.
Did
gonna
I
see-
give it
I'm
any
gonna
properties, or?
It fire resistance.
It's the fire resistant properties, okay.
I'm gonna see if if someone can't make it much easier to use, because Rava's AC actually goes down because of dexterity modifiers. She wears it.
I mean, as far as, like, you can,
Without disrupting the enchantment.
yeah, so go ahead and make an investigation check for me. First roll
Alright.
of the day. So yeah, with a 17, you definitely find, a pretty, older but burly woman, who, with soot on her hands, that is clearly the blacksmith of this, city-state. She recognizes you. This is not the first time you've been here, because you are a friend of Ajax, and there is also something very close here that you know is here, kind of ordeal. And, you know, she greets you. She's like, ah, yes, elf girl, how can I help you?
She'll shrug the armor off and put it down on the table. You think you can make this into studded leather without disrupting the enchantment and maybe scrub off that horrible marking?
She's gonna kind of look over this. She's like, it could take some time. I'm going to need to find a magic user to help me with this. I'm not a magical blacksmith. I'm not a wizard. But, it's not an impossible feat, but it could take some time and money.
That's fine. I have some money and some time. I'll be in town for a while.
Okay. Just like maybe if Zari ever gets home, she could help me. She's pretty well versed for a bard. Yeah, it does take time and money, and I will look at it towards the end of the session exactly what in Xanathar is exactly how much it costs you towards the end of the session, but you're not going to be able to get it fixated this session.
Fine.
But yeah, it is possible to rework this, and then we'll work that out here soonish. But yeah, she
Rava
can
will leave it there.
Huh?
Rava will leave it with her.
Okay. She will be like, it's like, how are you faring, child?
Well, the world is ending and going crazy, so I mean, I'm doing pretty well, all things considered.
Things considered.
Yeah.
She leans in, she's like, I heard that the prince was born, though. That is good news. Good hope.
It is.
If you manage to stop that dragon, I think that all of our peoples would benefit greatly from a new world order.
I'm sure gonna try.
I believe in you.
I mean, I'm glad someone does, because I don't know how I'm gonna fight a dragon. I don't know how any of us are gonna fight a dragon. I mean, I fought a dragon before, but not that.
She points to your bow. It's like, you could probably fight it with that. Just whoosh.
I mean, you're not wrong. I suppose. Rava's not good at socializing.
No, she's not. Well, I don't mean to keep you, child. I'm sure that there is ale to drink, food to eat, people to see. I will get to work on the physical aspect of this, but I will have to work on somebody getting this enchantment to make sure that it's well-rounded. But thank you. I will get this done for you in the next couple of days.
All right, thank you.
Dope.
She'll give a small nod and walk off.
What would the rest of you like to do? Nick, what would you like to do?
Okay, well, I have Disguise Self that I can use once a day. So I'm just gonna alter my appearance somewhat, and then go and, busk, basically, and just try and pick up some information about the town and people, and
How are you disguising yourself?
Oh, he's just gonna change the shape of his horns and turn his skin from bright red to blue, and change the eye color and just
Just to look like a different tiefling?
Just to look like a different tiefling. Because no one will suspect.
Nobody with the heightened senses, by the way.
That can
And
all
here's
smell.
why. Because if they do suspect he's just going to play the racism card, oh, what? So all tieflings look the same? Wow. Oh, we all smell the same, too.
I would love for you to play the racism card on the brown people. Because
Oh, the
everybody
people
here
that
is
have been
brown.
hated by everybody. Like, seriously.
Like,
These people
you're
cannot catch a break
essentially
at all.
You are essentially in this fantasy world of Oklahoma, Nick.
He's totally going to play the racism card. Don't you doubt it.
Like, so you go behind a hut and you cast Disguise Self, and what are you looking for in particular as far as information goes? Are you listening for anything in particular? Want to talk to anybody in particular?
Well, he's gonna play some busk and play some music and try and pick up some pocket change to buy drinks with later on. But,
Okay, roll
look
me
at-
performance.
Yeah, just looking to if anyone talks to him, pick up any rumors or that was a decent roll. Pick up any rumors about what's going on, anything you can figure out about the royal family, etc., stuff that's going on in the city. He just likes to have information because information is very useful.
With your performance, as far as the music that you're playing first, you end up picking up the equivalent of 11 silver and copper pieces,
Nice.
and as well as 2 gold pieces.
Nice.
So you will definitely notice nobody here has silver as change. There's a lot of copper, and I mean, kind of think of everyone always paying in pennies. That's what
Right.
happens
Right.
here. For obvious reasons. And I mean, a lot of it is actually for some younger people, some older kids around 9 to 12 years old, so tweens, and they like your music, and you're even gonna have one. It's be like, hey, weird bard person, are you gonna write a song about our new prince?
Yes, absolutely, and I'm going to call it the most disgusting time of my life.
Wait, what? Why would you do that?
Because it was the most disgusting time of my life.
You were there?
Yes, hence the most disgusting time of my life.
Well, I mean, you know, another one probably like a girl is like, well, I don't know if we're gonna want to listen to that. Is there like, maybe we could edit it to the most enticing experience of your life,
No.
or the most
But-
interesting time of your life.
Also, no. But I'll let you. Yeah, the title is a work in process. So
Yeah,
I'll come up
maybe
with
you
something
should
better.
maybe you should do that. I don't know how much copper pieces I would give about my prince with a title like that.
I just don't want to come up with some disgusting, cheesy title like "Oh, the miracle in the snowdrift" and blah.
Oh, I like the Miracle in the Snowdrift. Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
That's
Like-
because you have no taste.
And they kind of like look at you. It's like, we have taste.
Okay. Let me rephrase. That's because you have very bad taste in song titles.
That's not very nice. It's good. Like,
The truth is often cruel.
they kind of like start picking up their copper pieces back. Now you only have 6. Six
Hey, you
silvers,
know what's rude?
six,
You can't just
six,
give it and take it
six
back.
coppers worth of silver. They kind of look at you and they start like, they kind of growl and they're like, yeah, well, come and get it. As they sort of, you definitely start to realize that everybody here is a werewolf. So maybe be careful. And you said that you're also just kind of like listening for rumors as well.
Just mage hand it up from their pockets.
uh,
But yes.
so kind of like after this interjection and you're walking around, go ahead and roll me perception.
Perception. All right. I'm pretty good at that. Hey,
Dope.
I am pretty good at that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of talk actually happening. There's a lot of exciting things. Like one, like the Prince Rybeer has no problem. Go get your foods, my friend. There's of course those rumors of just the excitement of, you know, the arrival of essentially what's going to unite these two countries together. I mean, it's like, who would have thought that there would be, you know, a werewolf prince of the lands that kicked us out of our home kind of thing. So, like, there's that. You're also hear some rumors about how towards the east, how in deeper into the valley, how there's been a couple of shallow earthquakes been reported, and they hope that the convoy makes it from the Trondu Empire with the delegate there without much hitch. But that is definitely a rumor that you hear.
A delegate. Cool. Very cool.
You might even also hear it's like, yeah, they're actually kind of late. Weren't they supposed to be here 2 days ago?
Interesting. I'm gonna make sure to ask you a question while your mouth is full.
You're the only one at the table right now, so this is all you, boo.
Oh, me. This session is all about the most important character to the story. Hi. All right. Well, shit. What else can I do? What other sneaky things can I do as a bard? Because I need to give everyone another reason to mistrust peoplings, of course.
Do you want to talk to anyone in particular that's talking about these things?
He really doesn't want to talk to anybody, but he will.
Okay.
Especially because
There's a couple people. There's some older people, some younger people, some really old people, and everyone here, despite being a lycanthrope, are also human. So you're gonna see probably about 3 or 4 generations of people within this town, young kind of thing, because they live to about 85 years old. You're gonna see some people who are a little bit older than that. You're gonna see children. There's definitely been an uptick in. There's a lot of children, so you can assume that there's been like an uptick in, I guess, a boom in the season for making babies here, kind of thing. But who would you like to approach?
Well, Ty is young and hip with the kids, so I guess he'll talk to like the teenagers or whatever. That'll probably work.
All right, you see a bunch of teenagers playing hacky sack by the pool.
I was like trying to think about how do fellow kids?
As you do that, the hacky sack that's in the air kind of falls to the ground, and you hear one of the young boys go, "Ah, man!" Turns to look at you. What'd you do that for, cousin?
Wait, what? Do what for?
Hmm?
I said, do what for?
You messed up my groove. Look, and he points to the hacky sack on the ground.
Oh.
It's like, I could have won this. You owe me.
I owe you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Owe you what exactly?
He's like, looks you up and down. He's like, you owe me wine. You look
Wine.
like you're old enough to get it.
Yes, and you don't look like you're old enough to drink it, so there's a little
I'm
discrepancy.
not, but you cost me this game.
Oh, and you think that's a fair trade-off?
Yeah.
Wine for a game.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Despite being a teenager, he's actually a pretty big kid. You notice a lot of the males are pretty broody in size, and you kind of start to wonder how Ajax got so short.
How did this happen?
It's like,
How did we end up with the Vegeta of the werewolves?
roll an insight. It's canon now. You can only assume that perhaps Ajax is half dwarf.
Or half halfling.
No! You can assume it. You don't know for sure, and you might want to bring it up next time you see him.
I think
But,
he's quarterly, actually.
Blood Crew, are you back yet?
Yeah, I'm afraid what I came back to.
You come back, as Rava kind of leaves the vicinity of that blacksmith, you see a blue tiefling wearing the same fucking clothes as Ty was, having a conversation with a bunch of teenage hooligans over hacky sack and wine. What do you do?
She pulls out her saxophone and starts playing.
When you say that, I immediately picture like Homer Simpson trying to play Lisa's saxophone, just saxophone. I don't know if you can actually play it, or if you're just gonna surprise me with Bill Clinton.
Jesus Christ. They all kind of turn around to look at you playing Careless Whispers. And one of them looks back at you. You recognize it as one of the kids that you had, like, issues with. And it's like, well, I'm glad I took my copper pieces back. As he walks over to Rava and hands you 5 silver's pieces worth of copper.
Rava just shakes her head and holds up her hand and then gives him a thumbs up. Just, you keep it.
Nah, you're dope. Keep doing what you're doing, lady.
Ty will remember this.
And another one goes, and it's like, hey, I know you. Don't you like go on adventures with Ajax? Are you his girlfriend or something?
She plays a wrong note at that. She'll shake her head. No.
Why not? Is it because he's part dwarf?
Rava's just, she's gonna neither confirm or deny this. She's just gonna shake her head. No.
They're like, maybe we should get Ajax a grow potion. He's having some hard time. Yeah, I mean, he's been with this lady for how long now? And, like, it still hasn't? I mean, yeah, poor Ajax. I know. It's just, yeah. As they kind of, like, walk away, like, talking about it, and you suddenly realize that people ship you guys in this town for some reason. Only to have their hearts crushed.
The look on Rava's face is just like, what?
It's like
Just this, the most confused look on her face. Like, she's not offended. She's just unbelievably confused.
Ajax. I mean, excuse me. Ty, what do you do?
I finally come up with a name for the song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I was gonna call it A Prince in Peril, but it's a little on the nose. So I'm going to call it The Death of a Queen, the life of a prince. Yeah.
I would say more, but there's a sandwich in my face.
I like it.
Are you telling Rava the name of the song?
Yeah.
She's just gonna nod and be like, yeah, that sounds really good.
He's also gonna mutter something about cutting off your lips if you ever show him up like that again.
Roll stealth if you don't want her to hear it.
What about deception?
No. Roll
No.
stealth.
So,
Roll perception. Rava?
Oh boy.
oh boy.
You hear it.
She's just gonna give him a look like, really? You're gonna be that petty?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Ajax is gone. So
She's just gonna keep walking and playing Careless Whispers.
yeah, so
This guy doesn't
would
like George
you-
Michaels.
are you gonna share any of the rumors that you heard with Rava?
Well, some of them. I tell him about the diplomat who's late to arrive. Oh, what else? Other interesting ones that he might share. What else did he pick up on? Refresh my memory.
Small earthquakes.
Earthquakes. Not important. Like, he'll tell her about them, but there's earthquakes. Oh no! Stop the presses. And people are like, what the hell are presses?
Well, hopefully they're not keeping a Tarrasque under the city. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I've seen that video too.
Yeah, I mean, like, Rob, if you want to roll some kind of nature check or survival on the possibility of would be causing earthquakes, it's up to you. Yeah, like with a 20, you are, between the hot springs and the volcano, you know that you're sort of in like a hot spot sort of thing. So having small tremors is not it's not very strange in this area. In fact, you kind of even experienced some, like, last time you were in Pip's cave, which isn't very far from here, by the way. Pip's cave.
It may not be it may be normal. It may not be. If they're more frequent, it may suggest that there's more volcanic activity, but
Dope.
it's hard to know for certain. The diplomat's concerning, though.
Ajax, Ty is picking on children in your town. What are you doing? He's ruining their hacky sack games.
Okay, I have two immediate questions.
Okay.
First off, am I in the area?
If you want to be.
Secondly, do I know it's Ty?
I guess roll perception smelling.
This is gonna go over well.
So you have advantage. Ty, I would like you to roll deception at... Yeah, roll deception. No! This is a random blue tiefling that is talking to Rava, who's playing the saxophone, who ruined a hacky sack game. Just there.
Okay, I was just curious because I thought the versus disguise stuff was versus his spell DC. Okay.
Oh, that is true. It is your spell DC. What's your spell DC?
17.
With your nose, at first you're like, "Who's this asshole?" And then if you approach them and get closer, it kind of like your senses kind of start to kick in. That's when you start to realize that, wait a second, I know this asshole. Why is he blue?
He's ruining the children of my people. I'm gonna brain him. He's like, Ajax, because it's his tribe, especially in that his tribe receives a lot of shit out in the outside world. They don't need it here. He's gonna try and brain Typhocles. Basically hit him in the back of the head with the butt of his sword.
Roll an attack roll. I mean, Ty, you feel in the back of your head. I mean, go ahead and roll bludgeoning damage. If it's non-lethal.
Yeah. He really... The fact that it's only... that I now won the damage is perfect.
Okay. We're gonna do this again, are we?
Rava's just gonna step back and pull some berries and nuts out of
No!
on her belt.
Oh man. Okay. Well, that didn't work.
The teens are laughing at you now. And cheering Ajax on.
Plus 3 on that.
I have, because of my archetype, I get an extra D6 on saves.
Yep, brute. You have one of the older teams that kind of gives you a pat on the back. Ajax is like, that'll show that I'm sorry, what is he again?
An asshole.
Smells like one too.
He nods.
I hope it rains on you and you all have to be around each other when you smell.
It's like, oh, we're used to that. It's cool.
I mean, considering for a while I was hairless, it doesn't bother me as much anymore.
At this point, one of the kids walks up to you, Ajax, and it's like, so that lady got super weird when we asked if she was your girlfriend. Like, do you need help? Like, you've been with her for a while, and do you need a wingman? Like, is that?
He's looking at me.
Yes.
He looks confused. What?
See, this entire town just thinks that you guys are together.
I don't know who you're talking about, so I'm confused.
She waves over to Rava, who's playing Careless Whispers now.
Oh no!
Does she have a problem because you're half dwarf?
I am not half dwarf. I am taller than dwarves. Thank you very much.
Well, that's why you're only half.
Do you need a burning tooth?
She just like looks at you like with that cute little head tilt, like super confused. It's like, why did you do that to me?
He just squints, growls slightly. No, we are not together. Yes, we have traveled together for a while, but we are not together in the primal sense of mating.
Oh, so what you're saying, as one of the shopping young lads brushes off, there's a chance.
No, there is no chance.
No, not for you, man.
Oh, yeah. No, he grins wildly and gives 2 thumbs up. Have at her. Show her who's the alpha. He grins even more.
Rama, you're approached by the biggest, strongest 17-year-old you've ever seen. And walks up next to you as you're playing Careless Whispers and like gives you like an eyebrow waggle and is like, hey.
I am not ashamed of this at all.
He'll just stop and look at him and just raise an eyebrow like, yes.
My name's Bolt.
I'm gonna inspire him. I'm like, yeah, boy, go for it.
He's like, my name's Bolt. You're Rava, right?
Yes.
It's like, so, you wanna go out sometime?
She just looks so confused.
You feel Beatrix vibrating with laughter. You know, there's a lot of the girls here are my cousins, so you know, Ajax said that there was a chance, between this. My name's Bolt, by the way. I don't know if I said that. I'm Bolt.
If looks could kill, Ajax would be in like he'd need to start rolling death saves.
Start rolling intimidation check.
Yeah, finger guns.
Yeah, it's.
I guess Ajax roll a cha.
Favor check.
Just a check. You are not phased at all. You know Rava far too
Finger
well.
guns.
Finger guns. Like, it's like maybe we can go hang out in the moonlight later. As it dances across the holy pool of Sylvanas.
Rava looks like she she's not sure how to even like reject people. She doesn't even know how to reject people. That's how bad she is at this.
Oh, please, Rava, I want to see you dance in the moonlight with a strapping young man. That would be excellent. It'd be quite a show. Almost as good as the show Typhicles gave me earlier.
What? She's just like,
My goals have been realized. I have broken Rava.
yeah, Rava looks completely broken. Like, she does not know what is what.
Bolt is gonna kind of stop and look at you, and he's like, Is it because that I only shaved half my head and not the other side? Should I be more symmetrical? Like, is it because I lost at hacky sack to the stupid tiefling?
No, it's
Do you just not like our people?
Yeah, Rava.
That's a loaded question.
Or are you just with somebody already that's not Ajax and you just didn't tell us? Because if you're with somebody, that's cool. I totally. I mean, if you're not with somebody, that's cool too. It's just, you know,
It's not reciprocated.
I know how that feels at this very moment.
Oh shit! You gotta with Nick on this one. Oh my
Rava
god!
hates all of you.
More finger guns. Even Ajax just in the background makes a sad face as he kind of like makes a heart and starts.
Oh man, someone please like just draw this as like a comic. Like, I need this in my life. Like, just splattered across Twitter as the most beautiful moment in Dragonstone history.
Just like,
Right
you're
now.
doing great, man. I believe in you.
He's gonna like nod. He's
Ajax also knows this.
Yeah.
He's just gonna kind of nod. He's just like, you know, if you ever get tired of loving something that doesn't love you back, you know where to find me, Bolt. At the Pool of Savanas, playing hacky sack with my bros. And he leaves you.
Rava's fighting the urge to tell him to get in line behind the dragon.
And he leaves you there. And the teenagers kind of go back doing stupid teenage stuff. Ty, did you want to share anything that you heard with Ajax earlier?
Well, unfortunately for him, I can't remember anything due to the brain injury, so yeah.
That's fair.
Just how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you guys sort of like putter around town before dinner times or anything else that you guys wanted to do? Anyone you want to talk to? Is anyone else listening for conversations that's going on?
I mean, I don't think that Ajax would have to. He could just ask.
Yeah, do you want to talk to somebody?
I guess he'll go talk to a couple people, catch up on what's been going on in the reservation.
You approach some people around your age, some young strapping males, and they greet you, "Hey, cousin!" and they bring you in for like a hug, like the male cousin hug or whatever. And they're like, how's it going? I see you made it back.
He nods. It's all right.
All right, I hear you're a hero. Again!
Yeah, well, yeah, sometimes just can't help myself.
It's like, you're so lucky being able to just... I wish I would have gotten that fake passport and been there helping you,
He
punch a
phrases
dragon
it
in the
out loud,
face.
but that mean I went through legitimate channels to get what I needed.
Hell, we're not all that lucky. Yeah, I mean, you have the advantage of everyone just thinks you're a really tall dwarf.
He shakes his head. No, trust me, people know exactly what I am out there too.
But you're a hero here, and soon you'll be a hero everywhere.
Maybe, we'll see. Hopefully, I get us all out of this situation and we can all live peacefully.
In general, Ajax, since you had, come back, originally for your first adventure, a lot of people in your village do, admire you for what you did. Not a lot of people get to go out adventuring because it's not very safe. And after, the people are already starting to talk about you being able to bring back the new prince and, their pack leader's, wife/mate kind of thing. So, your social status now is top tier, here.
I mean, he would chuckle and he says, I got very lucky in being able to bring the prince into this world. This is true.
They're all nodding and in agreement, and there's well, we can't wait to drown you in our finest ale today. That'd be great. Yeah. I know you got dinner later with the family, but you gotta with your old running mates. Come on.
Okay. He chuckles. He says, you have to catch me first, and gives a grin.
He's like, well, my legs are longer than yours, so.
Ow! Yeah,
And it just grins back at you.
He puts
It's
his
all
hands
in
over his
very
heart.
good jest kind of thing.
Yeah, no, he's still gonna play along though. He's gonna put his hands over his heart and go, "Oh, the agony!"
It's like, is there anything specific that you might want to ask now that you've done your greetings?
It's just that he'd be asking what's been going on recently around here, if there's been anything of note and or of concern.
They will mention that east in the valley, there are some rumors of some earthquakes, some very not ground shattering earthquakes, but just some minor tremors kind of thing. And there's mention of a delegate from the east, from the empire, that's that other country out there, that was supposed to come and talk to Shadow about some mostly some trade stuff. That his envoy is actually late, and that your princess, being the adventuring type Shadow Sister Zari, kind of took it upon herself to go and check up on them, and they still haven't heard back in a while.
He sighs. Why did I have a feeling this would happen? She always couldn't stay in one place for her own good.
No, that's how she ended up with that little white boy.
What little what? Oh, his name starts with an E.
No, it starts with an L.
Oh, right, that one.
Wasn't he supposed to show up with you guys?
Let's just say that current people in my group gave him the most disagreeable dissuasions on this world ever imaginable.
Oh man, she's gonna be real mad when she gets back. She was really expecting him. Yeah, she's been a little grouchy lately, if you know what I mean.
Oh boy. Yeesh. I fear for him then.
Don't worry,
If-
we know someone who can fill the spots. Hey, Bolt.
that will not work out. I don't understand how bad that would work out.
No, please do it.
But he nods and he says, "Thank you for the information, and that he will be thinking about it."
Cool. You guys, go about the rest of the day. What's that, Rob?
Right after that, Rava was gonna be like, "What was that about Typhocles?" To Beatrix,
What about Typhocles?
with what she had just said.
Oh, yeah, she's gonna, like what she had said about the show?
Yeah.
Oh, Beatrix is just gonna be like, oh yeah, like, Thibodeau and I watched as his wife and the little red boy, and we commented and gave them pointers, and, sort of, if they were willing, which they were, sort of, allowed some good stroking on our end as well.
Oh.
Oh.
Did you at least have fun?
Oh, it was a great time. I haven't had a show. I mean, I can't do anything anymore. So, the most I can do is imagine. It's like, I didn't tell you this, but I used to own a strip club.
Oh.
We called it the Orange Door. That was before. That was before all of this. All of this. It was a good time. I mean, except that one time Dexroth decided to cheat on me with with the stupid little half elf girl. Oh man, she
Somewhere there's a tiefling that is currently sneezing.
There's a couple people, a tiefling, a were spider, a couple guys, couple kind of sneezing. And they puts me in these guns, and then now I have to rely on other people for my pleasure.
I mean,
Just gonna,
didn't you?
Just gonna like rub the back of her head and just be like, sorry about. Just, she's not really sure how to comment on that.
Sorry for what?
Well, just sorry you have to be carried around as a firearm.
It is awful. I mean, luckily you got to clean my pipes earlier, so that was good. I mean, we got trapped in an avalanche and you almost died, but I mean, I would have shed a tear. You're my friend. I mean, as close as a friend as I can have this day and age. It's not like you ever leave me alone.
I mean, I wouldn't want you to get lost. I have a promise to keep.
Ah, yes. One that I am very appreciative of.
Well, hey, if you had fun, then good on you.
Again, if you want to go meet up with Bolt, I'm down for some more fun. Or Typhocles, I can assure you, he is a lot of fun. Or Shell. I'm not sure. I've always assumed you had a preference for neither, or I don't know. Do you even like people?
Last 4 serious relationships I had, it resulted in me almost getting stabbed.
4 relationships?
Yes, the last 4. I'm
4? So wait, did my son try to stab you? That not with his cock.
no serious.
Oh, well, I mean, it could have been serious with that. He's a bad boy. He's good. I don't want to watch that show. Twincest is as far as I go, not with my children.
I mean, she's just gonna shrug. Like, I don't know how, like, devil taboos go.
I mean, it's not so much that things are taboo. It's just that everyone, we're people too. We have preferences.
Fair enough. I mean, I knew that much. I didn't know if it was a taboo or a preference or.
No, we just have we have preferences. I tend to
I know
like
you have
them
lots.
big, long, and schlong. You know what I'm saying, right?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Right. I have to take a quick bio break, guys. And then we'll get back into it. All right. All right. Ready. Set.
I have hash browns with peppers.
Let's
An
see.
egg. It's really
I
good.
hope that he lives through the fair.
Wait, what?
I'm just thinking about something elsewhere, about a different character, and I'm just like, he's a great cleric. It's just I hope he gets through this one thing, and because he doesn't care if he dies, if he draws and from this deck of many things and he dies, it's gonna be hilarious and horrible at the same time.
Well, from the deck of many things, you have a roughly 50-50 chance of something good and something bad.
It depends on if you're using the 17 or the 20 or the 20 or the 22 version. Or is it 17? I don't remember.
I forget.
Either way, it's messed up. The first card I draw was the the visor or the balance. See,
Like,
21, 20.
I think balance is an awesome
Goddamn.
card. Like,
Okay.
especially if you don't tell anyone that's what you drew.
What?
And the deck of many things, balance.
okay.
If you don't tell anyone you do balance, and you're, maybe a neutral good character, and then you start acting like neutral evil, and you didn't tell anyone.
Okay, so there's 13 cards without the outside of the 22, so it's 13 or 22. Cool.
All right. So, back at it, fam. You guys spend a good day kind of like carousing around town, getting to know the locals. Ty, if you perform a little bit, you'll make a little bit more money, and the adults seem to be a little bit more keen on you than the kids are, or the teenagers, as long as, and there's even a couple of teens, particularly some girls who are fighting over you just because they've never seen a blue person before.
Yeah.
But eventually somebody will come from the, somebody will come and find you guys, and it's a halfling, which is interesting because everyone here is human, but it is a halfling. And Ajax, you would know that this halfling is sort of like a surrogate. His name is Royce, and he is actually a natural born were-rat. And he's going to...
Interesting.
Yeah, he's sort of like a surrogate, kind of almost like a spoil kind of thing. And he was essentially kind of raised by Shadow's family prior.
Honorary one of us.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of thing. Kind of think like Theon Greyjoy kind of stuff from, but less of a cunt and more cock. So that was said in the most Game of Thrones fashion. Thank you. So yeah, you guys end up. He's like, "Yo, what's up? You guys want to come to dinner?" Like Shadow says that it's ready and stuff. There are some people that actually went to the ocean and were able to get some walrus, because the walruses are in season right now. They're doing their thing on the beach, and so we got some good fats and some good oils and walrus steak.
That's wonderful.
You don't seem very excited, Ajax. Do you not like walrus?
Oh no,
You're not becoming one of those tree huggers, are you? I know you've been hanging out with a druid.
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Just sorry. He kind of rubs his eyes. It's been a really rough journey back, and I'm just still kind of tired.
Oh well, it's a good thing we got lots of wine for you.
My favorite.
And you know that it's not like wine, it's more of like a barley wine that you guys have here.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, haha, grapes.
We is fixing our own stuff.
Mm-hmm. So Royce leads you guys to essentially the pack leaders' dwellings, and there is like this. It's so much different than like what Ty or Robert expects out of like the quote unquote royal family kind of thing. It's a little bit more humble. The table is just like a makeshift like slate, like rock essentially that's on top of some things. There's a little bit better chairs, but they're all kind of like mismatched, like just stuff that's been like picked up. You see Shell there. She is sort of like canvassing over what looks like to be some maps, while Joe is there looking a little distraught, but she's talking to what looks kind of like a pregnant woman kind of thing, as well as like Shadow, who's looking over some parchments as well. But as you guys arrive, he stands up, he greets you, tells you to go ahead and sit down. There's walrus steaks and barley wines and all kinds of goodness. What do you guys want to talk about?
Ty's not blue anymore, by the way.
Okay.
I just wanted to, make sure that,
Mm-hmm.
And also he's here to preview his newest song called Ajax is a Little Bitch Who Hits People When They're Not Looking.
You're welcome to try and fight me.
Oh my gosh.
There'd be too much collateral damage.
Ty, kind of like at this moment, Shadow is gonna perk up, and he'll be like, "No, Typhicles, was it?"
Typhicles, yes.
Joanne was telling me, going into more detail about the events of our son's birth, and showed me you actually played a very important role as well in it, and I would like to extend my gratitude towards you. Is there anything that you need from my people? We owe you a great debt.
Oh, that's a good question. mayhaps we could have a chat in private. There's some things I would like to know, and I'm writing a few books at the moment, and a little one-on-one conversation would be probably the most beneficial thing to me.
Absolutely. I feel that perhaps after our meal, you and I can sit down. You have to forgive me. I'm a little distraught. One problem begins and another begins. I have still not heard from this delegation or my sister, so I'm starting to get a bit worried. I ended up getting a blank parchment that's hers from a raven, and I'm not quite sure what it means.
You asking me?
Well, he's just kind of like having a conversation. Like, he's just admitting, like, what's going on. And everybody hears this. Like, you guys are all at the table. He's not just speaking in private to Ty.
Just blank parchment on a raven, that seems like a little bit of a waste.
Oh, it's just concerning.
Are you sure it's not like magic ink or invisible ink or something like that?
He kind of like shrugs and he's like, I don't use any sort of magic.
Well, you don't, but the people who are sending it might. I mean...
Is there something that you can do?
You know a bit of magic, don't you?
Yeah, I could probably take a look at it.
He's going to hand you one of the parchments from the table for you to look like. And sure enough, it's blank. It is blank. Like, you can roll handing it to you an investigation or a perception if you want.
Cool. I also have detect magic as well.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, like, the way that, like, this thing was, like, folded or rolled or whatever, it was definitely done hastily. And you can even kind of see where it's almost like she started to write something, but was, like, interrupted sort of thing. Like, you see kind of, like, how... And it's not even, like, with the dot. Because normally people would just, like, oh, like, it's a fingerprint. But, like, with a 24 investigation, you kind of see it's, like, she was, like, pressing her finger against this parchment as if she was trying to start something by writing with her finger.
Mm-hmm. So what does that mean?
For you, it means that she was attempting to write something, but was interrupted in a hurry and sent it off.
Why would you send something off? Alright, well, can I figure out where this came from, or what? I mean...
Well, you already know she was east, in the valley.
Alright. Well, I guess I can share my findings with everyone else.
Alright.
I'm gonna take out a little bio.
How do you guys react to that kind of information? Thanks for messing up my cameras, Nick. You do not belong there.
I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
Well, it normally, something like that would probably mean someone was in trouble, right?
Trouble for
It's kind of weird, though, that she wasn't even able to make a line.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially. And so you can sort of see the concern like now, like that's even more of a concern for Shadow. If she is in trouble, if she's in trouble, someone needs to go and get her. Now I'm incredibly worried. And he's gonna look at you, Ajax.
I already know. Yeah, I was thinking that you would have asked sooner or later. If not, then I would have suggested it.
Well, it's good. I hate to trouble you just as you've gotten home, but
Family comes first.
we can't lose any more.
Indeed.
And with that, like, Shell's gonna kind of look up and she's like, I would like to help you guys, but Shadow's got me on something else right now concerning the possibility of where these orcs might be originating from. Do you think you guys can manage this without me? She's asking you, Ajax. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah. Cool. Well, with that, you guys end up having a pretty hearty meal of walrus steak and like root vegetables, like potatoes, carrots, those kinds of things. Like, oddly enough, like on this side of like the mountains, there's not as much like physical devastation as the other side, mostly just because you had that physical barrier between the countries, and in general there just hasn't been like a lot of refugees. Like, most of them stop at Dog's Key Pass and they haven't like crossed through the mountains yet. A lot of that is probably due to there's still some hesitation based on previous relations of the people. Even though like there's Shadow's probably like allowed some people. There's been a couple of people that's passed through but hasn't like stayed, kind of thing. So, and I wanted to give a private conversation to Ty, but Nick is currently in the bathroom. So
I'm not even gonna comment what just went through my head. No, bad tired brain.
And so if anybody else would like to have a private conversation with anyone, NPC wise, feel free to do that right now. Or with each other, among each other. You're welcome to roleplay with each other. Please do.
So, if anyone is confused as to what's going on, Shadow's sister, I don't remember her name at all.
Zari. I'll type it in chat.
Zari.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shadow's sister Zari went out for a little bit of a mission. There was a envoy from the Empire to the east that was supposed to be coming, apparently, to help either embellish, set up, or continue trading routes and things through here. I don't remember exactly which. I think it was to set it up or something. The envoy is late, and Zari went to investigate, and now she too is missing.
What concerns me is that the page was entirely blank. It's not like it's not like she started and then had to stop early. She didn't even get a single line on the page. If I were sending a distress signal, I would at least draw a line. So, why would she leave it blank?
I guess the first thing that he'll do is, I know it's been handled by other people, but he'll take it and he'll sniff the paper.
All right, go ahead and go ahead and roll perception for me. And you're at advantage, so 17.
What is with those stupid rolls today?
It's not too bad. You go and you smell the paper, and you do smell the familiar sense of Zari.
Okay. Is there anything else that I pick up?
You have a strong. There's a lot of earth.
So it could be in a cave. It could be in a cave or some. Interesting.
A lot of earth, and there is also something that's very strong smelling, but nothing that you've ever smelled before. Like it's sort of like the faint aftermath of something strong that it might have just kind of picked up in the air. Like there was just something very strong in the air that the paper like absorbed, or while it was flying or whatever with the raven.
Okay.
Just this really, and it's an organic smell, but you've
Okay.
never smelt it before. But it stinks.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
What?
My mind goes one place that his mind wouldn't.
Okay. We're not going to talk about it then, unless...
No.
Rava's gonna pull out Beatrix and just be like, "Do you make anything of it?"
Organic, earthy, something. Maybe a plant. Not quite sure. I would guess that she is in a cave somewhere, maybe captured. I can't identify that last little bit. It's something that I've never smelt before.
Both of you roll, like,
have a distinctive.
Huh?
Do caves have a distinctive smell?
Earth.
Yeah.
Caves generally smell very earthy.
Y'all
Is
can
it a
both
plant
roll
earthy,
me
or
a survival or, like, a history check of the land.
What is with all these 17s?
Not
That's
bad.
the fourth 17.
As Ajax is kind of talking out loud, though, you guys kind of realize that there's not too many caves out the further east that you go, because the terrain starts to become like less mountainous, a little bit more soft in the soil. Like there's still like a couple of like a little bit of rocky terrain, probably like some boulders or something, but not like things that can really like house like a spelunking like cave. It's mostly just some very...
What sort of terrain is around?
You guys are essentially coming off of like a mountain pass into like a valley, essentially. And if you kind of continued on east, and it takes a while to get to that point. But if you guys continue on east, you eventually start to hit like some hill country and then like straight up desert. Kind of think of like you guys are sort of in that, like the best way for
In my mind, I was just saying, "Don't say swamp. Don't say swamp. Don't
it's
say
not
swamp."
a swamp. Kind of think about like with you, because I know like some of you guys know like how California is. Kind of think about like the Northern California, like that Cascade Range, and how like super vibrant life is like on one side of the mountains, and then you go to the other side of the mountains and it's Nevada. Like kind of like it become you kind of know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah, kind of like that. And so like between like here and like the desert is that weird like in between valley, not quite desert, not quite green kind of stuff. Yeah.
Hey, earthy. Do you mean like very stagnant earthy, or do you mean like peat earthy?
Like the ground, just the ground. It's earthy.
Because like decayed leaves
No.
leaves earthy.
No, dirt. Dirt.
Okay.
It smells like dirt. Nick's okay. I think he's pooping. He's like, I'll be back in a minute. I'm dying a little. Do you need help? He's on Discord. Like, what's Lich doing? Breakfast is great. Thanks, Lich. Okay, I guess kind of like while we're waiting for like this transitional period, while I have a player currently dying, like, what would you guys like to do? Because I'm kind of riding on the two of you right now.
I mean, if they're done with supper, he's just gonna start getting ready to leave again.
Yeah.
Straight up.
It shouldn't be a very long journey for you guys. Definitely not as... I mean, it is winter, but you guys are going to have the same kind of issues traveling as you would have in the mountains. In fact, it's pretty dry, and there hasn't been much participation sort of like the further east that you go. So it's a very cold, dry climate that you guys would be experiencing heading east when you go the next morning.
I'm trying to figure out what it would be.
Oh, there comes Nick. Yay! You're back?
I'm back.
Cool.
Hey there, Nick. Rava just did a saxophone solo that wowed everyone.
Yeah.
And I missed it. Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
In general, would you guys kind of like to share in characterly, out of characterly with Nick, the conversations that y'all just had?
We're getting ready to leave again. Sounds good.
All right. Very cool.
Ty,
We're
did
gonna
you...
go rescue.
Go ahead, Rava.
We're gonna go rescue someone.
The person who sent the note.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
And we found out the note has an earthy smell to it, and then a smell that cannot be identified.
I said that I cannot identify it. I didn't say that it couldn't be identified.
It's no magic on it, is there?
No.
Okay.
I mean, Rava will try to smell it if there's anything on it that she can smell.
Everyone just smell the note.
Is the smell strong enough for non-wolf's noses to pick it up?
I mean, you could try. It would just be a higher DC for you with no advantage.
Well, that works.
I'm sorry.
That face!
You pick up this paper, Rava, and you don't know what's going on, why is it going on, but as you pick it up and you give it a whiff and you're like, oh man, that stinks. Like, you've never, you even look concerned because you picking up that whiff, you know, it's kind of like when like you just go into a world, like you go into like Bed Bath and Beyond and it just fluctuates you, like you don't know if like rubbing it to this paper was what triggered it, but that you guys, the werewolves, didn't smell, but you're just like, damn, what is that? It is the most awful thing you have ever smelled.
Is there any way I could possibly identify it? Once she gets over being how grossed out she is by it?
You've never smelled something like this so awful. Never. You've never come across this smell before in your entire life.
That's foul. That's
Okay, that rules out the possibility that I thought of.
I have no idea what this is.
Shrugs. Well, we find it and it kills us. We know what it is then.
Why don't we see if any of the wolves know the smell?
I
Yeah.
doubt that. If I don't know, I doubt they do.
Mm-mm.
I am one of the very few people that has ever gotten the uh
Chance.
oh yeah, there we go. I was like my mind got stuck on pleasure and I was just like it's not a pleasure to leave here. Yes, I'm one of the very few people that has even gotten the remote opportunity, which would be the better word, to even think about leaving this place. The only other person, obviously, he motions the shadow.
It's like even that was a privilege and more of an emergency situation than anything else. I'm
He
very
nods.
glad that we didn't have to declare war. I'm just saying, I think that would have been a bad choice, all
He
things
nods.
considering. like,
More nods.
yeah. At this time, Ty, are you there, Nick?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I just can't see you. I didn't realize you turned into a refrigerator.
I'm just standing to the side.
Okay. Because you don't want us to see you?
I'm just standing right now.
Okay.
It's a hide check.
It's
Yeah.
a hide.
Could you turn your camera, maybe?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay. Alright, anyway, what, at this time, if you wanted to talk privately with Shadow, now would be the time. He's sort of
Right.
offering you, as everybody else is going off to bed, and Ajax and Rava kind of go to, like, prepare some stuff, and Shell takes her stuff and the maps that she's been looking at, so wherever she's staying, she's actually probably staying in here, and going into the equivalent of a study in this area. You're sort of left there with Shadow and some barley wine. What would you like to ask him about?
He's gonna try and basically try to subtly press him for any information that he can use because information is way more valuable to him than actual currency.
Well, information about what?
Anything really, anything that he can sort of get out of him about the political state of his kingdom, the relationship with other kingdoms, trade, treaties, just anything really. Like the more subtle he can be about getting the information out of him, the better, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, in general, he's pretty open about sharing, kind of like what's happening. I mean, there, obviously, like, the entire country, in a sense, is in turmoil, because of this dragon. He talks to you about how, you know, he's had experience with these orcs, as well, and they've been dispatched, and one of the things that Shell is working on is sort of finding this location, to pinpoint, like a source of, like, arrival kind of thing on this side of the mountains. And you would have known, like, talking to Lash before, that there's been several of, like, these rifts almost opening, kind of thing. As far as, like, he does mention that he is a little bit concerned about the state between him and Joe's country, because there's no, like, one of the reasons that Joe left was because their marriage was not being recognized by sort of, like, who's ever left running that country.
Yeah.
And because of that, there's, like, some weird divide within her country politically about whether or not her child is an actual heir to just them or to his, and so there's a lot of, he had wanted to get her out of that situation and have his baby here, safe, have them both safe, and then try and figure that out, once the current more life-changing situations are dealt with. However, since the kind of, like, the fall of Covington, thanks to Dree, there has been more trade with other city-states in neighboring and the Empire. Like, if like on this peninsula, there's a couple of city-states that don't have necessarily like an affiliation with anybody. And there's been a little bit more trade and like conversation between his people and those people because he's sort of the gateway at this point into that country, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's been, you know, a couple more people coming through here, but nobody actually like staying, and that's why they have makeshift huts. So this is the first time we've had visitors in a while, kind of thing. So that's kind of just some of the things that he talks to you about.
Okay. Cool.
Anything else?
Not really. I mean, nah. Not I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. I'm eating my sandwich. You guys, all sort of tuck in for the night. You're provided with some rations and some camping supplies, for your journey east. It's not going to be a long journey, like I said. And you guys, do you want to do anything before you set off, or are you just pretty keen on going?
Insert journey to the west joke here.
Ha 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 ha, but you're going east. Don't stop,
I mean,
don't stop,
we can
we're
always
in love
go
now.
visit Miss East. I mean, we could always go visit Miss East in the Wild Wild West. But
I mean,
anyway,
Technically speaking, if we go far enough west, we'll eventually end up where we need to go.
yeah, that's also very true.
I mean,
I'm
you just
sorry.
came, yeah. You just came from the
I
west.
really love that movie. Yeah, I just really love that movie. So I guess, I mean, yeah, he would just be prepared to leave as soon as possible.
Are you guys
Especially-
taking horses? Are you going to be on foot? Like, what is the...
Rava's all for taking Harper.
Right? And there are horses available that will... some saddle horses that will be lent to you, Ajax and Ty, if you want them. They, like, in general, your people don't use horses very much, but considering that, like, people have been going through here,
Yeah.
there's a couple that aren't the best, but can be taken.
I think he's gonna just go ahead and load up his stuff on Harper, and he'll go on his own recognizance for this. Because it'd be easier, for him at least, just to shift and
Alright.
be a wolfy boy.
Okay. So you guys start east. Go ahead and I would like, as you guys travel, kind of like mid-morning, you guys can either roll me perception together, or someone can roll it for help or survival.
I've got pretty good perception.
I've got good perception, good survival. Let's see. Yeah, I've got 7 perception, 7 survival.
I've got 9 perception.
I've got 0 and 1 respectively, I believe.
Alright.
I'm not looking at the sheet.
So
at the
someone's
moment.
gonna help Ty, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we'll help Ty.
Okay.
Cool.
So Ty, nice.
Nice.
Very nice. So Ty, you're walking along and you're kind of keeping your senses, and you're on a horse, I'm assuming. And you sort of something like catches like the corner of your eye as like the trees have become like a little bit more sparse. There's still like these really, really tall like evergreens. And you look up and you see there's a guy in the tree.
Who in the tree? Sorry.
A guy.
A guy.
A
in the
person,
tree.
yeah. Like almost like at the top.
Is he trying to hide from us?
He's just in the tree.
Who's in the tree?
Yeah.
How far away is he?
He's in a tree essentially just a few feet away from you.
All right. Let me just look. I think I have something I can do that'll help me. I'm just gonna cast Detect Thoughts. So I can do that, and I can tell what he's thinking.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, as soon as you detect thoughts, you realize that he's dead.
Oh. Okay. Why is there a dead guy in a tree? Out of character, I know exactly what you're doing, and I don't like you. I know exactly what we're doing right now. You're a bad person.
Are you pointing out that there's a dead guy in the tree?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys do as Ty's like, yo, there's a dead guy at the top of that tree?
How the hell did he get up there?
Probably climbed.
Does it look like he was holding on to the tree?
Like, you look up and he definitely looks like he's holding on for dear life.
There's something down here that he didn't want anything to do with.
Or there was something down here. It may be gone now.
Why'd he just sit at the top of a pole and die of thirst?
I mean, at the same time,
I'm not sorry.
hold on. You are assuming that this man died of thirst and did not die of any other causes.
No,
So
that was a movie reference.
I know.
That was a movie reference, yeah.
I know, but I know
Yeah,
this.
y'all know how he died.
Yeah, that's what Ajax is getting at.
Like, you're gonna need to, like, go up there and look at his body and, like, do a medicine check to see how he died.
Can I just try throwing rocks at him until the body falls?
I was gonna say, can I just until he falls?
Rubba will climb the tree. Rubba will climb the tree.
I'm gonna go back to town and find some kids. Hey kids, you wanna go see a dead body?
Rama, go ahead and just roll me a quick athletics check as you climb the tree.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Okay. She'll use a rope to help her out.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine getting up this tree. You're able to keep your footing pretty well. You don't even find at some point the need for the rope. You'll notice that, like, as you're kind of climbing, there is some broken branches towards, like, the lower part, kind of, like, about as tall as you. And also just a little bit higher up, different kinds of breaks. One just kind of looks like something physically, like, grabbed onto it and broke it, whereas, like, a little bit higher up, it's just, like, the breaking of, like, somebody trying to get up this tree very quickly.
When she gets up there, she'll examine the body.
It's dead. Medicine check at a 10. Rigor mortis hasn't quite set in yet, so he hasn't been dead for that long. But he definitely has like some like dry. You can tell he's only he probably died overnight. That's about as much as you can tell with that.
Yeah, she'll say she'll shout down. He probably died overnight. She's gonna look around from her vantage point as well.
All right, so roll perception. Nice. So your elf eyes, what do they see? You're looking around and you kind of like look towards the east, and there is the trees do kind of start to clear out, and you just see on the horizon, so a few miles out, like just kind of like a speck of maybe it's a cart.
There looks like there's something off in the distance there. She is secretly glad that there aren't a bunch of dead bodies on top of all the trees.
Nope.
All right, guys, look out below. She's gonna gently pry the body from the tree and kind of try to toss it onto some lower branches so that it breaks the fall a little bit.
Okay. It falls down to the body. You guys hear a crack as it hits the ground next to you guys. What do y'all do?
She'll climb down. She'll start going through the body's things, trying to figure out who it was.
Go ahead and, I guess, roll me investigation. You see a little bit of paperwork. He was part of the delegation. And you kind of figure out with that he might have been, like, the stagecoach driver.
Oh boy. For the
She'll
envoy.
keep the papers.
Mm-hmm.
She'll keep the papers as proof.
Mm-hmm. And yes, spirit.
This is
Okay.
down here now where something can properly eat him. Not just up there rotting. She'll hop back on the horse.
Okay.
All right, do you guys want to see what that thing in the distance is? It might be a cart.
No, I'm gonna sniff him. I'm gonna be a dog boy.
He smells like he peed himself at some point, several times.
But is because okay.
have to roll.
Mostly, I'm asking for the fact: is there enough of his smell, his natural smell, without the rot, piss, shit, decay, whatever you want to say, that I could possibly pick up on a trail?
Sure, go ahead and roll perception for me.
Okay. I know I'm using my nose a lot, and this is probably gonna
That's
turn
fine.
out terrible.
With a 16, you also smell like horse on him. And you even can kind of pick up the trail, not necessarily of him, but it's almost like he rid a horse for like a portion of the time before getting
Bless you.
off and climbing this tree.
Interesting.
We need some psychometry up in here.
Ooh,
Either way, if he can pick up a trail, he's gonna try and follow it with his nose.
right. You start picking up the trail. It's east, kind of towards Rava had pointed you guys out, and you pick up the trail of like you followed his trail for a bit, and then you pick up the trail of where very, very suddenly in the ground, you smell that horse smell again, but like that smell just like it continues on like he was running from the east on this horse, and you pick up that smell of that horse and how like abrupt it stops in this place.
He circles the area, sniffing.
Rava and Ty, your horses start to become incredibly skittish.
I think we should leave. Rava's looking down at the ground. Does the ground look disturbed?
Roll survival.
Does it look like there's like a lot of the small plants are
I mean,
not there?
I'll roll too because his eyes would be on the ground as he's sniffing. He's
Yeah.
circling the spot, sniffing.
Yeah. Ty, what would you like to do? Would you like to also roll survival, or? Okay. You guys do notice that there seems to be definitely just some disturbance in the ground, a little bit of like cracks, and almost like in one spot particularly almost like a small pit, like a groundhog kind of thing. But there, insightfully, there has been talks of earthquakes, so it's not too weird to see some disturbance in the ground. And you look into the distance too, that cart is definitely closer. And maybe 300 feet from you at this point. You can even see now, with 300 feet, the cart is halfway sunken into the ground. Like, with its ass. Like, the stagecoach, which is ass. Kind of like the part where, like, not the horses would be attached to. Like, the back end is out of the ground.
I say we double back, and if we want to proceed, we go through the trees, but we do not want to be on horseback.
The trees, like, the tree line is pretty far away at this point. Like, there's no trees going towards the stagecoach.
Ajax will just sit down on the spot where the horse smell ends.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll me another perception, Ajax. If you're just, it could be hearing, it could be smell. Like, if you're just using your senses.
Yeah. Nice. Having all the good luck today.
You definitely smell towards the stagecoach a familiar scent. It does smell like, it smells like Shadow's sister.
As soon as he smells that, he stands up and starts sprinting towards the coach.
Okay. You start sprinting towards the coach.
Yeah.
As you get closer, a hand with a parchment slams up against kind of like the window of this, and it says, "Stop moving."
He skids to a halt.
And you, like, the paper kind of, like, crumbles, and you see, Zari, like, kind of, like, appear in the window, and she's halfway underground, practically, but she's kind of, like, in this coach, and she's just, like, holding up her finger to her mouth, and, like, she's shaking, indicating for you to, like, be quiet.
I mean, he could try and stealthily walk over that way. It's not gonna work well, but he could try.
Ajax, go ahead and try to stealthily walk that way. I need you... What is your stealth modifier?
Walk
3.
with a rhythm so you don't attract the worm.
3.
Yeah.
You begin to walk as stealthily as you can possible. You're very, very light on your feet as a werewolf. In dog form. As you make it there very lightly to the stagecoach, and you make it to the window.
I mean, there's not really anything that he can do because he doesn't have hands or thumbs, so he can't open the door. Can't make any noise because that's obvious that Zari doesn't like that. I guess the best thing he'll do is like gently tap against the door with his nose. Like not, kind of how like to make a very light, just the smallest of sounds to let her know that he's there.
She knows. She can see you. She can see you.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's like some crude, like this stagecoach is really fucking ornate, right? Like this is like you can tell that whoever this delegation was, like there was a lot of money. Like the windows are made of actual glass on this thing. She's gonna point up onto the top of the coach. And if you kind of like peer through the window, you see that there is kind of like a door there at the top. It's just that it seems like she's just not ready to allow it. Rava and Ty, your horses, you guys are about 300 feet away at this point. Rava.
Rava's gently stroking Harper's neck. It's a warhorse. Trying to get it to calm down.
Yeah, roll me an animal handling check.
Alright.
And Ty, go ahead and roll me an animal handling as well, please.
Yeah, alright, I forgot I'm a bard. I'm good at everything.
I was gonna say I also would like to have her cast Speak with Animals, just murmuring.
Okay. But you're not gonna have a chance. Because as you're trying to calm your animal, and as you're trying to speak out your vocal components to your spell, Harper and both Ty's horse sort of like rear and kind of buck. And you're actually like thrown off the horse, Rava.
Do I get a save for that?
Oh, yeah, you can do like a dex check for it. To like your animal handling to not be thrown off.
Animal handling to not be thrown off, or dexterity save?
You already rolled your animal handling to not be thrown off, and you are thrown off with that 10, is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah. Like Ty, you're not thrown off of your horse. Harper is thrown off, and as soon as like you're like on the ground, Harper bolts. And Ty, you're not thrown off of your horse, but you look down, and there, out of the ground, there's like these snakes. These huge snakes wrapped around the leg of this horse as it neighs in pain. And it's being dragged underground. Ty, what do you do?
What do I do? Oh, that's a good question. What the fuck do I do on these guys? Can I cast Charm Monster?
Your horse is going underground with you on it, buddy.
Okay, I'm just gonna jump off.
Okay. You jump off the horse as like as you guys watch, and I mean you turn Ajax as you see like what's going on. You essentially see like Rava and Ty get thrown and jump from their horses, and you kind of just see like Ty's horse go under the ground.
Oh boy.
And we're rolling initiative.
The spice must flow.
Somebody asked for this episode. I'm not saying who, but her name starts
Oh,
with blood and it ends in Cree. So
Nice.
Wait, what?
Perfect.
somebody was like, I'm very disappointed that there hasn't been a Tremors episode yet. And I was like, you know what? This seems like a really good fucking time for a Tremors episode. Like...
Not serious.
Oh, well.
You monster.
I told you guys I'm evil. I'm on the GM overlay, right? Oh, that's actually on token.
I didn't have my character, so whatever.
I can...
I forgot. I always need to select.
Yeah, that's not an issue. We will go to add turn on your token. If things could work. Where's that turn? Usually it's just right here when I select it, but I guess not. It's okay. I'm gonna write down initiative anyway. On paper. I just gotta get this. Alright, cool. Oh, I love it when they're at the end. This actually works out better for them. So we have Rava, Ajax, Monsters, and then Ty. Alright, Rava, you're up. What would you like to do?
Can she see the monster?
No. Like, you literally just saw, like, Ty's horse get sucked underground by 4 snakes.
Hang on, I'm seeing what the... She's going to, is there any rock or tree nearby?
The closest trees to you are about 200 feet. There are some rocks around. Again, within 200, 300 feet, in either direction.
Rava is, as quietly as possible, going to cast Rope Trick.
Okay. First roll is stealth. Actually, what is your stealth modifier?
12.
12. Okay.
I will just. Yeah, that amuses me. Okay. He's a doggo with a cloak.
Yeah. Okay. That's 12. Cool.
Okay, and...
You're gonna use the entire action. You touch a length of rope that is up to long, and the spa holds as many as 8 medium or small creatures. The rope can be pulled. Gotcha. Cool. So that's your action to do the rope.
can she move?
Yeah, you have movement.
She'll climb the rope.
Okay. As you move, to climb the rope.
Very slowly.
Very slowly and quietly with your nat 1 in stealth. So you're 13. You definitely, those snake heads shoot out of the ground with an attack of opportunity. So they're gonna...
Bonus action disengage?
Sure.
Okay, she'll climb the rope.
Alright, you climb the rope. How far up do you climb?
About 3/4.
3/4 up? How?
Yeah.
So it's 60... Okay.
She's going to wrap the rope very tightly around her ankle
Mm-hmm.
so that she can put her weight in that foot and be suspended in the air.
Alright, you're
can shoot
suspended
like that.
into the air on this rope. Alright, thank you. So, cool. That's your turn. Ajax. You kind of look, you turn, and there's a Rava climbing up a rope, 200 feet away from you. 300, because you went all the way to the cart, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can't really see what they're running from because they are 300 feet away from you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you saw the horse go underground. Harper is gone. Ty is, like, on the ground. And you have Zari in the cart.
I guess the best thing that he can do is try and get on top of the cart.
Alright. You go ahead and climb on top of the cart. Go ahead and roll me an athletics, please.
Okay. I mean, I was figured it would be more acrobatics because he has to actually like hop and leap. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So as you do to climb, as you use your wolfie paws to start climbing onto the cart, kind of towards behind it, a little bit further east, you see the ground raise about 50 feet from you, and it just kind of starts very quickly this hop starts to move towards you. And as it gets to you, and the cart isn't that high, but it's high enough to where that from the ground, the upper body of this beaked massive worm snake-like creature just sort of comes out and literally screams, and you see these snake tentacle things come out of, and God, does it stink. It stinks.
I will say this. I'm gonna squint at Blood Creek. I don't have dynamite, damn it!
There's not a couple of household chemicals available right now. And as it kind of does that, it just goes back under the ground and starts to burrow, and you feel the cart beneath you start to shake as it starts to sink.
Fuck. Okay, I gotta draw this thing away. I'm gonna hop off and dash.
Yeah, that was your turn. We're on their initiative now. Because you did your check to climb up on there. That was an
God
action.
damn it.
I might let you action surge, or if you have a reaction, you can use it. But it's digging underneath the cart for it to. And at this point, Zari is well, fuck you guys.
Yeah, no shit.
That cart makes a lot of noise with little donkey claws scraping on it. And now the second one, or technically the first one, Ty.
Mm-hmm.
You've got there. You see as Rava does the rope trick, and a tentacle kind of swipes out, misses her because she disengages, so it's going to turn to you, and all of a sudden you see below you these tentacles coming out, and you see over by the cart that big fucking thing, and you're like, oh god, what is that, and why does it smell so bad? And you see that these guys here, and they're going to attack you.
Okay.
So the first attack is a natural 20.
Oh, that hits.
Yeah.
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 Ouch.
They dug a trap.
Why is this always me, man?
Because Rava casted rope trick.
But I wasn't moving.
You jumped down off of your horse.
That's fair.
Okay, so that's 1, 2. Sorry, I have to look at what the. So I have to roll. I'm just gonna. It was a natural 20, so I'm sorry. We're gonna do this. I'm just gonna type it in because I don't have 66 on me. You take, on the first hit, luckily that I rolled 2 1s originally on my dice, so this does really well. You take 21 piercing damage on that first attack. Does 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, does 18 hit you?
Yeah, my AC is only 14.
Okay. So that's 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 19 on the second hit.
Okay.
Here comes the third tentacle.
Jesus Christ.
It hits you for 16. And then the fourth tentacle.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not.
I'm down.
You're down?
Unless it does 3 damage, I'm down.
It doesn't hit you.
Okay.
But I still...
Fuck off with that.
But
Fucking 56 damage on one
you-
attack.
you need to make me a strength saving throw.
Oh, of course.
Oh
Of course.
shit, poor Ty. Bye, Ty.
Cool. It's your turn. You get another... As these tentacles wrap around you, and you start getting dragged, it's your turn, and you get another chance to make this saving throw. It's actually, you're grappled. It's an opposed grapple check if you want to. You can do if you want. Yeah, you're grappled. You're grappled right now. Like your legs are grappled, and you're coming down. Ooh, okay.
I don't have to
Light yourself on fire.
No, I can just do this.
You teleport yourself to an unoccupied. You can see within range immediately. You disappear with a thunder.
It's just
Nice.
Thunderstep is a great spell. It's like Misty Step, except for it deals damage to things around you.
That also includes Rava, by the way. Just to let you know. But Rava, you're probably gonna have to also make a con save. Okay.
Within 10 feet of me? Yeah.
Well, she's up. She's
up a good ways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but remember, like, your climbing speed is only half of your actual speed.
What's your movement speed?
So you're up 20 feet.
So she's fine.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, cool.
It's only-
So, yeah, you're gonna make this con save. That is an 18. Excuse me. It's a plus 8, so it's actually an unnatural 20. So it only takes, like, part of that damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But if the other worm that was attacking Rava is there as well?
Oh, no, it's the same one. There's only
Oh,
2.
it's the same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only 2 graboids.
At least we don't have to deal with screechers.
Or ass blasters.
Yeah.
They're only at the beginning of their life cycle, their larva stage. They woke up. So go ahead and roll damage.
Are they albino?
No. It's not El Blanco.
Okay, so I cast it at 4th level.
Mm.
So roll 40-10? Yeah. So it takes 11 thunder damage, looks like. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to... Oh, I get to go... Oh, not 300 feet away. How far do I get to go?
Up to 90, I think. I haven't used the spell.
Yeah,
myself.
90 feet. Up to 90 feet away. So can I just pop up into the branches of a tree?
The tree are 200 feet away from you.
200 feet
The
away?
tree
All right,
line's
well,
200 feet.
I'm just going to go 90 feet away.
Okay. Do you want to...
You could pop up on the rope.
I could pop up on the rope.
Yeah.
You can pop up on the rope above Rava.
I'm not going to do that. Because
Why?
I'm just worried the spell might fail, and I don't want to fall.
It's an hour duration.
Is it concentration?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna pop up on the rope then.
Like, oh god, what is this?
we pop up
I
like.
was like, oh my god, I have rope trick. This is great.
You pop up on the rope, and as you cast at that thunder step, it leaves off an explosion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thunder can be 300 feet away.
Yeah, you hear. It does what, 300 feet? You said.
Yeah.
Excellent. You hear both of these monsters scream, even from underground. It vibrates the very bottom, the very ground, into this small tremor earthquake. And you see as they trail, as they go into, at their full speed, the opposite direction of this explosion. And they both make it to about, what is their movement? About 160 feet in either direction before that slow turn of coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, it is now Rava's turn.
I still have an action.
Oh, you still have an action, that's right. Was there a separate bonus action?
I'm going to cast Inspire on.
So remember,
maybe?
this is a bonus. So remember, with spells,
Yeah.
even if your spell is a bonus action, the only time you can.
I'm saying I still have a bonus action.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Then go ahead and if you want to inspire someone.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to
Okay.
say I was going to inspire Ajax, unless he's out of range. Isn't
He's 300 feet away from you.
Yeah, I can inspire him. A little bit too far away. I'll just inspire Rava then.
Okay. Rava, you're inspired. And on a rope.
Huzzah!
Are you above Rava or below her?
Oh, I'm above Rava.
Okay. Rava, Ty is above you now, so it's a little hard to get over him, but you're on a rope 20 feet up.
Yeah, she's not gonna climb any higher. She's...
Okay. Alright,
Well, it seems that they didn't like whatever you did. How many more times can you do that?
That one I can do a couple more times. I also have another one. So I also have Thunder Wave. But Thunder Wave, I need my hands.
It would help if we still had Harper. We get away more easily. What direction did Harper run? Back towards the
tree line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if these things are underground, they won't be able to actually make it to... They won't be able to move with the tree roots. Probably. Remember, they travel through the loose sediment of the valley floor.
Soft soil and sand. Half through swamp. Cannot move through rock. These are D&D Beyond stats, too. I didn't have to do very much work. It's like, oh, look, someone did it for me!
Oh. Oh.
So, Rava, what would you like to do?
Oh.
Do you want to hold an action? Do you just want to
One
wait?
sec. I think she's gonna look at Ty and be like, once let's give Ajax a chance to get to us, and then we'll scare him off again and start running.
That sounds like a great idea. I could also use a little pick me up. I'm probably just like bleeding profusely.
Yeah, she'll reach up and level 2 cure wounds on him.
Hooray!
Excellent. Okay.
So,
Why did it? It's not Hunter's Mark. Why is Hunter's Mark a thing?
I don't know.
Did that just literally just heal me for only 3 points of health? What?
Yeah, it's that sucked.
I'm more curious as to why your ability modifier isn't in there.
Yeah. Because I was just cast.
What's your wisdom?
You should have a pretty high wisdom, you're a ranger.
3.
Plus
3.
So it's plus 6 to this.
Plus 6 to this?
Mhm.
Because it adds your ability. Wait, how does she have a +6 ability?
It's a
mod?
plus 3. She rolled it twice, so doesn't it add it to both of them?
No, it only
okay,
adds
so
it to
plus
the
3.
base.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's,
you get
it's like a
6.
spell. Yeah, so
Okay.
so 6 altogether. So
Okay.
so I'm up at 10 HP now. Hooray!
Alright, excellent. Ajax, it is your turn. The thing has stopped sinking as you saw the monster bolt in the opposite direction of this explosion. It's about 160 feet from you. And the opposite direction of you and Ty, again, where the source of this explosion was.
Okay, I guess.
At this point, because she did have a turn, Zari is at the top of the coach with you, and she's going to, like, exchange a look. And pretty much be like, run.
Guys, I do have a better idea.
Right. It's gone the opposite way. I need to get my gear. So
Just run
Otherwise-
towards the tree line.
otherwise this is gonna go terribly. Let's see,
Yeah,
that's
all of Ajax's
40,
on Harper.
80. Yeah, and Harper's gone.
No, Harper's run towards the tree line. Just go to the tree line.
The tree line is still 500 feet away from him, and you're there before the tree line.
See, 40, 80, 120.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to waste it on that, but son of a bitch, I need to. God damn it. I guess he'll dash 80 feet
80 feet.
after Harper.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
You're going
actually-
after Harper, or you're going towards the rope?
I need to get my gear. Harper has my gear.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah, you dash 80 feet total. You are now 120 feet away from Rava and Ty's rope. Have you guys gone into your pocket dimension yet, or are you just still on the rope?
No, there's not going to go into the pocket dimension. They're just hanging on the rope.
Okay, they're just hanging onto the rope. And Zari is also going to... She is actually going to cast Long Strider on herself. As she... as she as she goes as far as she can, pretty close to where that you are. And then at that point, that's when you guys start to see things start to turn around, and they move their full speed, both of them, towards you. So they are not at you and Zari at the very least. But there is definitely one now. Actually, in fact, if the one that was after you, Ajax, originally, is now, let me see, 80 feet behind you guys. You even see the cart just sort of, like, go into the air at this point from, like, its massive back. Like, it going underneath it, right? And then the two of you, Rava and, Ty, y'all can make perception checks if you want.
Perception. Ooh, I'm good at that.
Both of you see as, like, the one that was in your grill, instead of turning around and going back in your direction, or even in Ajax's and Zari's direction, it turns and goes into the direction of Harper.
Mm.
And that's their turn. It is now Ty's turn.
Okay.
You better save my horse.
So that creature, that graboid, is now, because their speed is that.
Is it within 60 feet of me?
Absolutely not. You see it going towards that tree line. You see kind of like the roots of the trees kind of like expand out of the ground as it goes, like, essentially into this forest where this horse was.
How far away is it from me?
It is 200 and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 240 feet from you.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what this is in communist units or socialism units. So it's 73 meters away. So it's almost a full industrial block away.
How about, but I guess Ajax and Zari's is also about that same amount, but they are definitely, you notice that it's definitely closing in on them.
Well, how far away are they from me?
From you, they're, what is it, 120 feet from you, and it's about 80 feet behind them.
Okay, so I'm going to ready a spell. So, because if they keep dashing towards us,
Yeah.
when they pass within 50 feet of me, I'm going to use this spell at the max range when the graboid comes within the range of it.
Okay.
And this is the spell I'm going to cast. I'm going to just cast it now, just so we know.
I'm just gonna put it down in my notes because you're the bottom of the round, and we're actually gonna leave off on that cliffhanger.
Oh.
Yeah, it's almost we're almost at the 3-hour mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a great spell I wanted to cast, though.
I mean, like, if you guys want to go further, I can.
Can I just show you the spell I'm going to cast?
But I knew you weren't feeling too well, and I'm starting to fade. Yeah, go ahead and show. What spell are you holding?
I am going to cast this one, and I think I'm going to cast it at 4th level.
Do you not have to touch it?
Oh. I'm casting Shatter.
Okay. On it?
Yeah, no, shadows are range spell.
Okay. Alright, cool.
It's a 10-foot sphere, and it's basically a super high-pitched ringing noise that causes things to shatter.
Okay.
But I figured, like, hey, wait a minute. Graboids, noise, shatter.
So let's go ahead and do the next round then. I'm gonna pee and then we'll do the next round and then we'll see the results of that round. And then we'll see what happens. I will be right back on that bio break.
I'm sorry, Rava. I don't think I can save your horse. I was like looking. I was like,
I'm shocked that the roots are not shredding the graboids. They're really squishy. Like, they couldn't move under anything like that.
That's why there's no roots nearby.
No,
If you heard her say that any trees from where y'all are 200 feet away.
No, the horse has gone into the tree line, and the roots of the trees are getting pushed out of the way as the graboid moves under them.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, the horse is in the trees.
I wonder if I would probably count it as like difficult terrain for that.
No, if they're evergreens, that's solid wood.
Yeah.
Those roots are moving through them would get to the point where, especially with the rigid beak they have, they get tangled up.
Yeah, it's true.
There'd be no way to move through hard roots.
They would have to go
If it was
under. They'd have to go under.
But because of their size, they wouldn't be able to burrow that deep. That's just the way it works in terms of physics.
Hey
There
man,
was
hey man, it's magic. Ain't gotta explain shit.
Actually,
I was
if you-
gonna say,
if you
it's
watch the-
fantasy. Where the fuck does physics go into this?
Actually, if you watch the DVD extras on Tremors,
Yeah.
they go into the physics of how the graboids work.
They do.
And that's one of the things. That is actually one of the things where it has to be loose sand and they can't be very deep underneath the ground. So wooded evergreen roots would actually stop the graboids.
No.
It should, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a hardwood evergreen, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but, which I did very specifically say that there is the tree line, but at this point it is sparse. And so it is sparse enough.
Oh, if it's sparse, then yeah.
I did
Yeah.
I did explain that, so it depends on if it can reach
Harper, run.
yeah, Harper's pretty quick. So we are at the top of the round again with Rava. You notice that it's going after your horse. You see Ty start to do his preparations for a spell.
Rava's gonna drop to the ground and start running too, and
Which direction are you running? Are you leaving your rope there?
yeah, she'll leave the rope.
Okay. Not going
She
in
can
your...
get her the rope.
Okay. And what direction are you running in?
Towards the tree line. She's pulling Beatrix out.
Okay.
Because if she can't make much noise, but Beatrix sure can.
Okay.
And she's just gonna sprint.
So your full movement in the direction of the tree line?
Yeah, and then I don't know. Bonus action, rogue. I can do an extra bit of movement, right?
Yeah, you can dash as a bonus action.
Yeah, then she'll dash as a bonus action.
Okay. You get to your full movement.
And then she'll dash. Yeah.
That's what you did. That's what you're doing. You're dashing at your full movement, right? As
Yeah.
a bonus action.
Yeah.
You still have an action.
Oh, okay. Can she keep moving?
No.
Okay. What can she see?
You were able to drop, and I'm not going to let you use your movement to just drop that 20 feet, because it's whatever. But you were You went 60 feet. This guy is, again... Let me just do some math here. Go ahead and roll me perception.
Okay.
Cool. You can see 180 feet. Kind of like the way that this thing is like moving through the soil. Sometimes it'll come up kind of like a whale, but you just see the mound of dirt as it just sort of waves through the dirt. And it's about 180 feet ahead of you.
She's just gonna shout at it.
You can start making noise.
She's going to shout mean words at it.
Okay.
She's going to attempt to hurt its feelings.
Are you-
What do I roll?
I mean, you don't have vicious mockery. So, like, I mean, you're just shouting, then you're just shouting. Like, you're making noise. You can roll persuasion if you want it to turn around.
Is that really a
If you want to make a lot of fucking noise to sound tastier than your horse,
I know what sound is tastier than my horse.
You can roll persuasion.
No, that's much better.
Oh my god! As you run, instead of pulling out Beatrix, you pull out your trusty saxophone. And you begin your sweet solo. It's still technically a persuasion, though. You're making the noise, but you still need to roll persuasion, not your performance.
Aw.
You still, it's funny, but it still has to be persuasion.
Yeah, no.
Huh.
No.
That's the weirdest roll.
That doesn't sound tasty at all. As it keeps going, it doesn't seem interested. And that just sounds like something it's eaten before and it didn't enjoy. Ajax, it's your turn.
Saxophone didn't give me advantage.
I know.
So sad.
Still dashing.
Still dashing. Okay, so you move your full movement. Homegirl is gonna move her full movement. And is also going to inspire you. Because you're about to need it.
Okay, cool.
You're about to need it.
You say that, but no, I'm kidding. I will probably need it.
Yeah, I mean, what's your AC right now?
14.
That's a miss. Okay, 2 of these tentacles are gonna hit you.
Okay, cool.
Wait.
Huh?
No, I was just saying, has my spell condition happened yet?
He's running away from you. He's running towards Harper.
Yeah, he's not running towards you.
Oh.
Zari is kind of like, as you guys, like, split up to one part, Zari sees a rope, and Zari's running towards the rope, and she's like, good luck, buddy! And just, like, keeps hopping it towards the rope as the thing turns and goes towards you, Ajax.
Okay, so 2 of these are gonna hit.
Yeah, 2 of these are gonna hit, so that is total, so 3...
Because he always wears
4,
the
5,
cloak
6,
of protection,
7, 8,
whether
9.
he's
That's true.
he's in.
So the first one hits you for 9. Piercing?
9?
Yeah. Okay. The second one, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 on that second hit. And I need you to make the strength saving throw or get grappled.
Okay. How's
Yeah.
that for you?
That's fantastic. It's a
Third.
really high check too, so good on you. It tries to like swipe at you with its tentacles, kinds of things. And you get like knocked by like two of them, kind of like in your hip. But it's able to you're able to like evade the other two. And that's its turn. The other one is still going after the horse. Alright, last turn of the day. Tie.
Okay. So, are any of the worms within 60 feet right now?
No.
Ah,
So your spell slot is thus ruined.
cool. Awesome. Perfect. You guys suck.
But there's a girl running towards you.
I am literally trying to help you guys right now, and you're fucking ruining it. Healing word's a bonus action, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cool. I'm just gonna cast Healing Word on myself as an action. So at least get 6 more HP, and then as a bonus action, I guess I'll inspire Ajax because he's within range now.
Alright. You have 2 Bardic inspiration dice now. Ajax.
No, I gave one to Rava and one to Ajax.
Yeah, Zari gave one to Ajax.
Sorry. I keep forgetting Zari's a bard.
She's a bard. She's a
Okay.
werewolf bard. I think she's a Whispers bard too, so.
No whispers?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, well, I'm a lore bard, so it's a lot better.
Alright, with that, it is now 3 o'clock. It is a good end of the round, good time to wrap up. That way maybe you guys can, a plan of action on what to do here as you're all fucking spread the fuck out. With 2 of my favorite movie monsters after you. Like, only granting the wish of my player who is very disappointed in me for not having a Tremors episode. I
wasn't serious.
Don't give me ideas, man. Like, and with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up for the day. We're gonna do a quick round table. We will pick this up next time. I'm just kind of starting to lose my voice at this point, so it's a good time to wrap up. We will just go in the opposite direction and Slowpool. How are you? Where are you? What to do, fam?
How am I? I'm a little sleepy. I gotta go and help out my buddy at work in a couple hours, so that's fun. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. Don't Cinco into depression. You can find me here every week. You can find me tomorrow when we're playing our Hunter, the Vigil game.
We're not playing tomorrow.
I'm not playing tomorrow. That's right.
Next Monday.
Next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Which gives me more time to prepare. I'm kind of disappointed. I want to play tomorrow. Anyways, yeah, every other Monday, I do Hunter the Vigil, and I do Dragonstone here, and is that all those stream games I play right now?
Yeah, I think that's all you're at right now.
That's all I'm in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's me.
Dope. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yes. Bloodtree.
Hi. I regret everything.
Just remember, it's all your fault.
And I was making the Trevor's jokes before all this. Oh God.
Wait, so hold on a second. Were you making Trimmers jokes not realizing that this was the Trimmers episode?
Yes.
I was hoping that you were going to roll a high enough medicine check so that I could be like, oh, by the way, he died of dehydration. Where can we find you, my love?
I am on the Twitch with as Bloodcry, and I stream sometimes. I haven't been lately, but I'm getting back into it, and mostly like strategy and stuff like that because yeah, I find that fun, and I like to torture myself with Darkest Dungeon.
It's a great game. Awesome
Yes.
sauce. Thank you so much for returning, and last but not least, Mr. Spiritus Lupus.
I mean, I have places where I sometimes am, most of the time. Sorry.
You're okay, fam.
No, I just read something on Discord that just made me want to facepalm so hard. And I lost my. Oh, I have I have Twitter. I have Twitch. Neither one of which I really use a lot. Mostly I use Twitter to promote various people, whether it be here, and a couple other places. But other than that, I'm more or less just non-existent.
You can find him in my Discord, guys. Speaking
Yeah, that's true.
of, if you are new here, please don't forget to join the Discord. We like to talk about RPGs and stuff. And as always, I am your Dungeon Master and owner of this channel, Valdranth. You can catch me here or on Twitter as Valdranth. We have currently 3 shows. Miami Vice, which Nick is the storyteller for, Revenge of the Gith, which is our 5e game, as well as Dragonstone, and you can catch me at the RPG Lab as well on Thursday mornings playing some 5e over there. We also have the works in to get in a couple of new shows up this summer, so stay tuned for that. We're going to give a quick raid over to Welcome Party RPG, as they are also playing Dungeons & Dragons. So, with that, everybody give a good little wave as we leave.
I swear I'm waving.
Gives a waggle.